Hello guys, here's Madame OK, and today I will invite you to work with me on the copy of a painting of Leonid Afremov. And why I want to do the copy? Well, I want to show you how we can use very bright colors and make the painting successful. Additionally, we will use palette knife. So that's the format of our paper. I start with the horizon line that will be placed really below. And I want to create the path. So I have one line of the road and I will have another one here. The painting is developed to such a stage. You can see we have tree here, we have lamps, we have trees on the other side. I created this horizontal line. I had my vanishing point in this spot here. I created the lines that met in this vanishing point because we have 1 point perspective here, very visible. The lamps also, they follow the 1 point perspective, just the distances among them become narrower. So the next step is a little bit of white, and I need the white because it will help me to see everything better. And then not only white, but I also will need some of the dark, almost blackish brownish or even blackish bluish color for the trunks. So right now for the lamps, I'm applying this white color, following again the line in 1 point perspective that positions the lamps for me. Okay, so I'm still loosely, but for sure I'm following it. See, like here, and then I move the lamp here, and maybe even I will continue with them the way. Again, my limitations are I'm not working on the large scale like Afremov, so therefore it's much more difficult for me to work with palette knife. So we can do it, and at certain point, if necessary, we move to the brush. Okay, so my lamps will be there here, and I also want to lighten later on some of the sections on my trees. So that means I will mix the colors with some white. So this will be okay. Again, I'm changing the shape of the lamps because I like them to look more traditional, not rounded. Okay, now I'm bringing this color, this white, also into the bottom part of the painting. So now I will go on the tips of my trees here, of the leaves, because I want to be able to mix some of this white into the yellows that I see on the top. And the same here. For sure we need those lighter colors here. Now it's time to move to another color. We'll start working with very light color. So that means I will take my purple and my blue, but not in the full strength. I have to mix those colors with my white. See, like this. Just those lines or dots. And I need it. Actually, I would even apply more of it. So you really take a white here, mixing it, and I need to create a thicker base on the bottom. See, there's also a little bit of black, but the black I will use only at the end. See here, I can apply a little bit stronger blue, like this, and again this way I can shape the canopies of the trees. A little bit of black mixed in it too. Whew, I didn't expect it, but we have to go with the flow, right? So whatever we have. See, now at this stage, if I want to change the blue to the darker one, very easily, I just apply it on the top, and I'm using color that is super aggressive and powerful, and this color is called Phthalo blue. Okay, so if you are not sure if the let's see, if this is, if you want to use blue, I never ever would recommend Phthalo blue. If instead, I would say use the ultramarine blue. This section where I have the one tree overlapping another one, and I indicate this overlapping by putting some blue, and then later I will switch to red that will somehow mingle into this combination. See, like this. This paint is already dry, so therefore doesn't mingle so well. I put a little bit of the purple here as well. Okay. Like this. See, like this and having fun. Okay, fantastic. See, even I don't like to waste the paint, so instead of cleaning it up in the my palette knife in the paper towel, I will simply apply or clean up my palette knife onto the surface of my paper. In your case, that will be probably the canvas. And then I will try to bring back the white here. You see, we can't mix it too much because then we will get the blue back. So like this, and then I certainly will bring, whoop, you see it's again getting more of the blue. I'm getting here with the color, like this. Okay, and then back to my blue. Certainly here, so it's underneath of the canopies of the trees. I want to bring some of the green now on the bottom here, so to recreate the ground. So I see my lamps, I don't want to lose them. You see, I can just go with palette knife and bring the line back. Then we take a little bit of the white, introducing it still into this end section. See, making it a little bit lighter. Okay, don't forget about our lamps where they go here. Okay, then I think will be more or less time to work on the trunks of the trees. Maybe not yet. Wait a second. I still want to bring this beautiful color here with a little bit of white. But the lighter version of the yellow. See, and I'm working on the entire painting at the same time. So I'm moving, I call it dancing, with the palette knife in this case, or with the brush, and moving from one section to another so that the painting will come alive. I have now the color, let me see, I don't have brown per se, so I'm using black and I mix it with some of my orangey red color, not too much. See here on the side, now we'll get kind of brownish burnt umber color. And then I can go on my trunks and the lamp posts as well. So you see how my tree is there. If I want to lighten it here, I certainly want to on this side, then I bring a little bit more black mixed with the red, or even just red, since I have quite a bit of really dark color there. Okay, remember on the bottom the tree is always heavier. That's the nature of the trunks, and if necessary we can cut it a little bit with the paint later on the side to remove it. Okay, maybe another branch will come here. Okay, here, like this. Then for sure we have to cut positioning here. Very good. Now I need to have it a little bit more reddish. Okay, and then I also want to come here with some of those beautiful strokes. Fantastic. See? And then I can introduce my darker colors into this section. I will move to yellow again. See, as long as the paint is wet, that's the most important. Paint has to be wet to get the effects. Okay? See? Like this. Like this. I'm taking a little bit of black and I'm going to my lamps. Take it still here, a little bit more. And this, what I will have here. One, and it has to be a little bit heavier on the bottom. You see, we still follow this line. A little bit heavier. Then, I really like the look of the lamp going this way. See, like this. Okay. Another one will come here. So another lamp in this section here, heavier, following this line here. Ooh la la, I got black there. Okay, fantastic. Now I can scrape a little bit of the black on this side here, or I can apply some of the yellowish, bluish color here. See, to make it more interesting, and at the same time, cutting off the thickness. Still a little bit more on this side here. So go with more with the yellow around the lamp, because the lamp will be white, and then we have the next transition, this yellow color next to it, okay? Like this. And then we have the trees on this side as well. But before that, I also have to look at the colors, how they work together. So I certainly need a little bit, that's quite a bit of paint. I need to have darker paint on this side, right? Like you see, yeah, coming a little bit, maybe more here. So I have to take it out because it's too much, I notice. I'm just bringing it and moving. And then the lighter color here will come. Wow. Okay, let me see. I will just even use white because it has some blue in it and gives me this very cool, nice color. So that the green now looks warmer. Because of that, has some more yellow in it. See, like this. Okay, so between the spaces, that's not bad. Now I want to still shape the tips of my beautiful lamps here. Okay, like this. Okay, to show that it's really the light reflected from it, giving me this very bright color around, and then we move to the red. And then I think I want to apply still, you see, maybe on the top here, and that's me. It's not in the painting, absolutely not, but I like the effect, especially because I have so much yellow around. Now, if I have it here, see, I'm looking also, just emphasizing like those shadows for the color, right? That the colors are more interesting. We will have the building here, and I definitely have to move to the ground with some colors. Let's see. So I will have this color here. Yep, and then I will darken it, and I really have to have this dark color coming here. Okay, so this is quite nice. And then we'll have the people here as well, right? But those people will come at the end. It's time to work on the left section. I think we want to start with the background still, and I want to apply a little bit heavier white paint first, and then I will move to some other colors, but that will be later. So in this section, I also don't want to have pure black, or whatever the color was applied here. I still want to bring some of the white here. So I will move the paint, see, on the side here, right away. Okay, so we have the indication of the division between the road and the passage of with the trees. You see here, this color can be so strong, so I bring some yellow again, like this, see? And then for sure the blue that I like so much to have here, and again, that's more of what I decided to do. It's not exactly in the picture, but I think it does help the picture in general. See, I still will go with some of the yellow around my lamps, because I think that the color is not perfectly pure clean, so that will help the lamps to have this luminosity really shining. Good. See, and then I can come with darker colors. Yeah. We are coming on the bottom, you see, of our trees. So like this. See, I need to bring some blues here. Yes, but that's coming. Like this. Okay, even more. Really dark blue in the full strength on the side. Good. So this is done. This is a little bit far. I'll make it smaller. Like this. Yep, very good. And then we have some of the colors here happening like this. Nope. A little bit more. See, chop, chop, chop. Then we can move to the trunks. And I use quite dark colors, just blue and black. For now, I can mix this black with a little bit of red, but at this stage, I just want to apply it, to have it here. To have another tree here, maybe another one here. You see, they're coming closer to each other. Lots of business here. Oh la la! Now we go with this beautiful red. See? Okay. Enriching the colors, and then we'll come back to the trunks. From there, we have to move to yellow. Okay, and the yellow will come in some section. In this painting, this more or less cool colors are here. So I'm just using a tiny bit of the yellow color. And I think I can go right away, see? As long as I don't apply too much. That's good, and then those reds have to come on this side here. So you see, we work on the entire painting at the same time. So it's not just one section. I don't want to blend them too much. So we put some of the white here, see, for the reflection. And then with the white, you see, we first create this lighter version of the color. Because whenever we go with the white, somehow it blends with the rest, or with what is underneath, as long as the paint, of course, is not dry. Then I have to go back to the trunks. So the trunks have to be darker. And I will use brown color like this, and I use a little bit more black. Very good. Now we will be working with yellow colors. So what I want to do, I want to apply a little bit of this yellow, the different yellow. It's a cadmium yellow medium. A bit more here, see, like this. And then I will switch to the other section, on our left side. Okay, so let's see, even here I can put a little bit more of it, yeah, just to make this path here for us. And then I want to bring it here for sure. Now we go for the orange colors and reddish. So you see more on the bottom as usual. This section has to be darker. Now the next color combination will be this light yellow. Moving it and moving it here. Wow! Look at this. What is going on with those trees? See, like this. I'm still moving here. I do need to go darker over there, and for that purpose I will use green. See, like this, and blending it a little bit, not the light one. The light one didn't work here for us. Okay, good. Now I have to think about those trunks and how to shape them. So you see here, I can cut them a little bit with the palette knife, like this. I certainly will need some yellow coming between here, and then if I want to, you see, like this, to indicate those branches. Still a little bit more of it here. See, we really have to play with the branches because they really create the effect of the tree. Right, like you see, branch here, branch there, so we can move them. A little bit more of that, and then again back to the white. Okay, this is quite nice here, what's going on, except that I need still a little bit more of the blue here. See, but I want the clean blue. I don't want to dirty blue like this, and now we have to think about this path. Okay, I have some black here, and I want the black maybe a little bit on the bottom here, but that's again, we don't want to have just black, dark black, right? So We need some of it for the contrast, but we have to be careful as well that we don't get something what will look stiff, muddy, a little bit more of it, of the colors here. And I need to go on the top where I have the buildings here. So what I will do, push some of those colors here, just a little bit, like indication that there's something in the back, but it's not really very visible. Still more, maybe more red here, just a tiny bit, you see, indicating again that something is there. So it's very, very rich. I still want to come with blue here, just to play on the top, like this. Even this color would be a good addition to the front here. See, that's my imagination or my creation. I think that it would help, because we don't want to have everything looking exactly the same. I think I have to lighten this part here for sure, but I'm still looking at my tree. And what I noticed here, I do need to have is even more blue. This is good. Okay. Then my other colors, and I have to get the yellow now back. So the back will be here. The yellow will come definitely here. I don't want to have a green, God forbid. Like this, see, a little bit of it here. That's quite generous application, but why not? Okay, like this, and then you have maybe another one here. This section will have some white, so that doesn't, I don't want pure white, I want just to lighten the color. So you see, okay, just dabbing. Okay, we have the building here, fantastic, lighter color. Now I have to think about the path, because I still don't like what's going on here. See, let me put a little bit of yellow here, like this, and this is good. And then we can go with the red just on the edge here. Fantastic. And then with palette knife, scrape the surface and reapply some of those red. Maybe then, because we don't want to have those muddy colors. That's again, we have to avoid it like a pest. See here. I don't want to have muddy colors here. I want to have beautiful, bright colors. Okay, if I want to have muddy, then it's with the purpose. And when you paint, you do need to have some sections of the neutral and some muddy colors, because they help the other colors shine. But it has to be done on purpose. You have to know what you are doing, okay? So this is quite nice now. Still reapply a little bit more of this color. See, like this. Very good. Then we have this lovely purple here. That looks good. Now we have some of this yellow coming still a little bit more here. On this I like to create those trees. This, and I think that looks quite nice. It's crazy painting. And then I think I want to use some of the white on it. Still a little bit. I had the blue before, but that's happening. The things disappear. Like this. Okay, because we can then get some muddy colors. I don't want to have muddy colors. Okay, like this, like this, like this. See, very rich. White that blends nicely into the rest of my painting. And do I need some of this green somewhere else? Probably not. So we need the lamp. We still need the trunk. Somewhere here, the lamp will be here. Trunk is here, emphasized, and then lightening the colors on this side here just a little bit. Okay, so that we can. Like this. Fantastic. Okay, so we want to wrap up. I know that we want to have those pieces. I have to use the brush. So first is Okay, like here and here. So the person will be here. Let's see. Indication that I have someone here like this. Okay, and then we use umbrella. I don't like when it's happening on the side here. I don't know why I've done it like this. That makes me not happy. But let us first work here a little bit more. Okay, then we will have, and there will be a little bit of light coming on this side here, and then we will have the lady, and the lady has to have, let's see, her hair. I put them a little bit brownish color, a little bit shorter than the guy. Yeah. See, with her hair like this, and I think we can put right away the umbrella. We have umbrella here. Oop, we have lots of white here. Green umbrella about their head. Here. Like this. So she is here, and then we need to have white coat for her. Put her here. Okay, and then I still need to push her down. So there's the jacket. Notice I will place the reflections so that we see them walking. And then just the last touches, you see? Just adjusting the colors, making stronger contrast, and we will be done. Okay, the umbrella, it's good, except that I need to strengthen it, and I have so much paint here that is very difficult for me to work with it. But then you can get the idea, right? So let's see, I still need this stick here, that it will look like an umbrella. You see there under. Okay, and you have all the paintings, all the colors. Look at this. Do you think that you want to push more white? Maybe a little bit more white on her. Yeah, I think will be okay. And then her hair dark. And imagine now coming here like this, those lamps. And then it's the yellow here around. So our work is done. I hope that you enjoyed, let me see still here, that you enjoyed working with me on it. And now we are ready to paint your own painting. Have a good day and see you next time. Bye.